Watching on Citizen. Again, we're on the scene. As some have reported early this morning, happened around 4 a.m. An officer-involved shooting. It appears that the vehicle suspect involved, there was a grappler involved. So obviously they were chasing or in pursuit of this suspect for whatever reason. We're going to do our best to find that answer out. And as we understand it, shortly after that, the officer-involved shooting occurred. Thankfully, no officers were injured in this incident, and unfortunately, the suspect in this is deceased here on the scene. So this whole area will be closed for quite some time while investigators comb the scene, gather evidence, and obviously at some point the coroner to remove the deceased suspect here on the scene. Once again, we're live on Citizen, Facebook, YouTube, and X, here just outside the Mesa Gateway Airport, on the scene of an officer-involved shooting early this morning at around 4 a.m. The suspect involved in this is deceased here on the scene. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We're Valley-wide news, breaking news and events here and across the valley. All right, everyone. So just to bring you up to speed on what we've got going on early this morning at around 4 a.m. or so, an officer-involved shooting just outside the Mesa Gateway Airport here in Mesa, Arizona. From what we understand, possibly the grappler was used to stop this vehicle, and at some point, the officer-involved shooting occurred. We can tell you that no officers, thankfully, were injured in the incident. However, the suspect involved in this is deceased here on the scene, and so the whole area will be closed off for quite some time. We're not sure at this point which agency will take over the investigation. As per protocol, anytime there's an officer-involved shooting, another agency, local police agency, takes over the investigation. And so we are in Mesa. This is Mesa Police Department. More than likely, based on the area we're at, I would assume it's going to be probably the Gilbert Police Department taking over the investigation. Again, a heavy police presence still here on the scene, and will be for several hours as the investigation continues. Again, if you're headed to the Mesa Gateway Airport this morning, you might have some traffic delays and some detours to going around this area. You can see a lot of people still coming in, and so be mindful of that when you're headed to the airport. You might want to adjust your time and make about 15-20 minutes in advance in order to avoid some of this traffic, as a lot of vehicles are being detoured around the incident. So once again, the suspect involved in this is deceased here on the scene, and a heavy police presence currently on the area here in SOSSMAN and Ray Road. Do us a favor, any place you consume your social media, whether that Facebook, YouTube, or X, and we appreciate the 49 or so that are joining us currently right now on Citizen. If you could subscribe, share, and follow us on either Facebook, YouTube, or X. We truly appreciate it. It's the best way to support independent media as we go live here for breaking news and events here and across the valley. Thank you, everyone. All right, and as we suspected, the Gilbert Police Department is taking over. We just zoomed in on a vehicle on our YouTube, Facebook, and X that does show the Gilbert Police Department taking over the investigation of this officer-involved shooting. Again, just outside the Mesa Gateway Airport here in Mesa, Arizona. We can tell you as traffic starts to build, a lot of people are being turned around as they come into this area, either headed to the airport or to work at some of the businesses around here. So once again, if you are seeing us on Citizen and you're headed to work or headed to the Mesa Gateway Airport and you're taking this particular route, you might want to make some time because you're being turned around right at this incident. And again, this will be closed for quite some time as they investigate and Gilbert Police Department takes over the investigation. We can tell you no officers, again, were hurt in this incident. However, the suspect involved is deceased here on the scene. And so it's going to take several hours for this scene to be cleared as they investigate, as well as the Gilbert Police Department investigating, and at some point the coroner to remove the body once all the investigating has taken place. Once again, Valley-wide news, breaking news and events here and across the valley. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. It's the best way to support independent media. We truly appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. All right, and as we read, we have iSky News somewhere on the scene here. We appreciate them. The PIO will be out here at some point to give an update, more than likely in the area that we're standing. So we're going to do our best to move our camera at some point once that happens to find out what led up to this.
What happened?
Officer involved shooting at about 4 in the morning. Suspect is deceased, so that's why. Take care. All right, everyone. So once again, hopefully, unless we've missed it already, the PIO will be out here shortly. Sorry about that. We have a hot mic and some people passing by unaware of what happened this morning, so we're just explaining it. Again, a lot of cars coming down this road right now are being turned around. So again, if you are on Citizen and you're joining us and you see that this area headed into the Mesa Gateway Airport is the whole road is closed off. So if you work in the area or headed to Mesa Gateway Airport and you're using this route, be mindful of the fact that you will be turned around as you're coming into this area. And again, this will be closed for several hours. while investigation and the Gilbert Police Department takes over the investigation here on the scene of an officer-involved shooting once again, and the suspect deceased here on the scene.